Let's plan your brand shoot for your creative business. Now, whether you are taking the images yourself or someone on your team, this video is for you. If down the road you decide to hire someone like myself, who's a brand photographer, videographer, and strategist, this will also give you even more context and more information that you can provide your brand photographer to have an even more successful shoot down the road. So let's get into planning. I am creating this video under the context of, let's say you're updating your website. Website work is a lot of times how individuals will come my way because they're either updating their current website, they're completely rebranding, but nevertheless, they always need fresh images. And this could be something you do on a yearly basis, depending how your business is evolving. So the first step in planning your brand shoot is, this is going to be for the website, is your website current now? Current in a couple manners. First, let's dive into that portrait. You could technically hang on to your updated headshot or portrait for a number of years, but I always recommend you get a new headshot if you've had major changes in how you look, or maybe you didn't like that original image and you really want a new one. So I've had clients who completely changed their hair. They have changed weight, whether they've gained weight or they've lost weight, whether they've changed the color of their hair. And for those reasons, if you're doing that on a yearly basis, you need to have a new updated portrait, because you never want to meet new clients, project yourself out in the world, let's say on social media, and then someone lands on your website and it's the old version of you. So keep that in mind, and I want you to think about where that portrait lands on those two things. If you really haven't changed so much, I would probably max out maybe 3 years on a headshot, especially if you like it. And that's kind of my go-by when it comes to portrait. Most of the time when I'm on a project as a brand photographer and we're doing a website rebrand, portraits are always part of it. And also consider yourself as the founder, and if you have a team and they need updated portraits as well. With portraits, you have those traditional headshots where it's just a clean background, you don't see anything else in frame, it's probably really tight. As a creative business owner, I would recommend that you get an environmental portrait. And that means the portrait is taken in your authentic space, in your office, in your studio, outside of your studio, somewhere that's authentic to you. That creates such great layers of your story, because if you're in your environment, it just makes it like someone sees the image and they know exactly what you do. That's the hope, that's the goal. And same with if you have a team, and if your team does have different roles. Like, for example, I worked with this one company and there was the owner, but then she had one person who made the candles for the company. So I had her portrait more in the candle making room. Then we had another person, she did a lot of the floral design. So I had her portrait among the floral design space. So you want to keep that in mind. You can kind of tailor it to their specific role, or you can just have a really nice environmental background of your studio, workshop, office space, and that should represent your company really well. Okay, then we get into your product and services. Before we jump into this one, I just want to let you know that I've actually attached down below in the description your branding photo shoot planner. And essentially this will give you a checklist and a guide for what we're talking about today. So the first thing is the assessment, and that's essentially what I'm walking with you now. And all I want you to do is assess what we're talking about, the images that you have, whether you like them or not, if they're just a phone or a professional photo, or if they're missing. And that's really an indicator of gaps, which when we're talking about product and services, you may find that there are gaps. So that's part of the document down below. And then the second part is an image checklist. These are the images that we're discussing that would be great for your creative business. And it gives you some examples, some inspiration for those images. If you need additional inspiration for your specific craft or field, I highly suggest going onto Pinterest of all places. And so many people have posted photo shoot behind the scenes or images. And I have my own page. And anytime I'm working with a creative, I create a folder for them. So if you even go onto my Pinterest board, you will have access to all the inspirational images that I have found along the way every time I work with a new creative. So that link will be down below too. Okay, so let's jump into product services. And this is probably really an area that needs some updating. Especially if this is a website project, you want to have your most current products and services. So first note, okay, this product line isn't even up there yet. Maybe that's what's coming and you need these branding images to support that product line. So for products, you want to have that great still image of a product. And if you can get the product in an environmental setting, so think of it if it's an artwork or candles. You want an image of them in a space that would resonate with your client and they could see that product in their home. So having those two are really powerful images to have. So look at the products section and note how many are up to date, who need updating, or maybe they're not even there yet. Same for services. Maybe you're not providing some of these services anymore that are on your website and you're introducing new services. So you need the service component captured. And that could be whether you're working with someone, with clients, if you're a creative coach, if you work on commission and you're working with clients one-on-one, you can have those lifestyle images of what a working with you image would look like. That would be great for that section. And that brings me to the third section, which you'll see on the sheets as well. This is the number one area that is always missing on websites every time I work on a website project, and it's process. Those lifestyle action process, those as a creative business owner, those images are what sets you apart. It's your construction, it's your studio workspace, it's the machinery, it's your craftsmanship, it's those detail shots. It's showing the hands in the images, humanizing the images. People know it's you. Those images are your branding gold. Again, all of the images that we discuss can be used on social media, but we're thinking those key areas in the website where the process images come to play. So if you have a section on how to work together, how to work with me, my process, that's where the process images really shine. A second area are the banners. If you have large banners at the top, or even as someone scrolls, you have another active area where it's kind of an image across. Those process images look so good. It really draws people in. They want to know more. They see the person behind the business and brand. They see the craftsmanship. It's not just a still image of a product. This is who made it. That's a really hard sell. You want to bring them into your story. You want them to be curious and to see what you're all about. Okay, so when you go through the assessment, you are going to have a roadmap created for what you currently have, what currently needs to be updated based on those categories of portraits, process, product, service, and then you will see the gaps. What images do you need? So if it's a product that you need, maybe a future product line, you definitely need that still image. You need the image, the product in an environmental setting, and process. Some images of you making that product. Same with services. You want those lifestyle, working with a client. Maybe if you work with clients and you have commission work, that's if you can bring in a mock client or you can bring in a friend and grab images of you working one-on-one with someone, those would be great for those service types of images. Okay, so grab the sheet below. In the meantime, I'm going to leave this video with you. This is how you can capture some great portrait of yourself in your studio all by yourself. I'll see you there.